Today we're talking about the anal stage of psychosexual development theory by Sigmund Freud. There are 5 stages. The oral stage, fascinating. We talked about it last week. Anal stage, the second one. The third one is phallic stage. We talked about it. I made like 3 videos about that because that's where the Electra complex and the Oedipus complex take place. Then there's a latent stage of psychosexual development and genital stage. So the psychosexual theory by Sigmund Freud talks about how a child gets stuck at a certain phase of psychosexual development and the consequences of the unsuccessful interruption or resolution of the development. Now, many people have argued with Freud, and of course you can argue, maybe I'll touch on about it later, but even over 125 years from now, it still resonates. His description of these types of the character are so precise still. It's unbelievable. When I read that, I see myself, I see my friends. So today we're talking about the anal type. It's very interesting because you all know these people. Think of your typical IT guy. And yes, it will be exaggerated a bit, what I'm about to tell you, because nobody is really 100%. But I really know people who are like 80% of this description. And Freud explained as to why these kind of personalities developed. Now you can argue with that because you can say, well, there's also genetic predetermination, right? Is that the word? Like if your father is like that or mother is like that. My grandmother has an anal type personality. Women are a little bit different from men because they're more flexible, they're more emotional. Today we're going to talk about the very archetypal IT guy, your typical IT guy with glasses, with no muscles, who dresses a certain way, who indulges in pornography, who is afraid to meet the woman that he really dreams about. That's your typical anal personality guy. It's so interesting. Let's dive in. During this stage, Freud believed that the primary focus of the libido of the child between 1.5 years to 3 years old was on controlling the bladder and bowel movements. Primary conflict between the parent and the child is for the child to learn how to control bodily needs. Developing this control leads to a sense of accomplishment and independence. Success at this stage is dependent upon in which way parents approach toilet training. Parents who praise and reward children for using the toilet at appropriate times encourage positive outcomes. They help children feel capable and productive. And of course, inappropriate parental response lead to negative outcomes. For example, if a parent takes on an approach to be lenient, too permissive, the child will develop so-called anal expulsive personality type, where the person, when he grows up, become messy, disoriented, disorganized. I actually know people like that as well. My ex-roommate, yeah. In other words, when the child literally does not have control of his sphincters. On the other hand, if the parent is too strict or starts the training too early, we receive an anal retentive personality type, which the person will grow up to be too rigid, too greedy, too obsessive, too anal, we say. So we're going to focus on anal retentive personality type. This is your typical IT guy. So how do they love to dress? A t-shirt, maybe a shirt over it, shorts, comfortable sneakers, longish hair, eyeglasses. They often have bad vision from very early on. They love carrying backpacks with them. Their speech is very monotone, no emotions. They have hard time connecting to their bodily sensations and bodily emotions. They don't usually have muscles. They're those skinny guys who sit in front of the computer a lot. They indulge in pornography. In fact, they're the biggest consumer of online pornography. They possess narcissistic traits. They're very stubborn. It's either his opinion or none. They don't go to therapy because they believe that they know better than anyone else. And the main factor, they do not like to spend their money. A lot of IT guys make very good money. Let's say they can afford to fly first class once in a while, but they will never do it because it will cause them distress. Sitting in a comfortable seat in a first class, drinking champagne, eating good food, being served by beautiful flight attendants will not give them pleasure. In fact, I'm thinking about this guy. I told him once, who's definitely an anal type, I would say to him, go out into the world, date, experience life. And he would say, well, no. I said, well, what makes you happy? He said, looking at my bank account. So he did not like spending money. He loved every night look at his bank account, and that would give them the sense of pleasure. My grandmother is a very good example of an NL type. She never spent any money. Her pension was just over $100 per month in Ukraine. She died 2 years ago. And when she died, I found almost $20,000 of saved money. How can you save from $100 per month that amount of money through the years where you have to pay the utilities, where you have to pay for food? But she somehow managed it. People with anal retentive personality, they have a hard time going to the bathroom. They have problems with their bowel movements. And I'm thinking about my mother, my grandmother. She was not able to go to poop for a week or sometimes longer. All her life she suffered from that. And Freud described that. Is that interesting? So let's go back to our IT guy. The way they express their aggression is through passive ways. They love, those are the trolls online that you see. They will not face you ever physically because they're not really brave enough nor strong enough, but they have great memory, usually high IQ. They're super organized. Everything, when you walk into their house, everything is sterile. When it comes to sex and love with the anal personality type, it's hard for them to build intimate connections, emotional connections with women, because they're not connected to their own emotions, emotionally unaware, not emotionally intelligent. So they usually marry a woman with an anal personality type as well. So they both share the vision of saving and collecting and preserving things. But women, as we said, they're a little bit more flexible and more emotional than men with anal personality type. And women who married to anal personality type guys usually complain, I am bored with my husband. I don't desire my husband. There's no excitement there. And the guy in this relationship, he keeps masturbating to these voluptuous, beautiful, emotional women that they just have no idea how to approach in real life. They develop sort of illnesses, diseases early on in life for the reason that they're not connected to their bodies, connected to their emotional field. They lose their virginity late in life. I'm thinking about this one man that I know who's definitely an anal type, maybe not 100%, not 100%. He was 26 and he was still a virgin. And so I'm leading up to what is the best remedy. So the biggest problem for these guys that they cannot derive pleasure from life, right? They're holding on to their pulp. They're holding on to their money that they have, but they just cannot allow themselves to spend it, right? So the biggest motivation and inspiration is to fall in love with this dream girl of yours so she can inspire you to spend that money, to live a full life, to go ahead and allow yourself to buy caviar, to fly in the first class, of course, if you can't afford it. And a lot of those guys can afford it. Also, the thing I didn't mention, they develop some sort of phobias, and they usually get diagnosed with these illnesses or diseases that all of a sudden come from nowhere. But it's really not true. It's because these men, they're not connected to their emotional bodies, right? To their bodies, that it seems like these illnesses come from nowhere, but they were long coming. Besides falling in love with your dream girl and actually go and pursue her, not just dream about her. And actually these guys, they love to sign up for kind of workshops online to learn how to be more masculine, how to approach a woman, how to be great at dating. Go ahead and do that. That will teach you, that will help you to be inspired and brave enough to approach a woman that you dream about, right? So you can connect to her. But first you have to connect to yourself. You know what another thing to do is to sign up for a martial arts class. Going to the gym, great, but martial arts, any kind of martial arts, what it does for you, it teaches you how to connect not just to your body and develop your body, become more attractive, but also to your emotions, So it's a great mind, body, emotion connection. Because you guys with anal type of personality, very reliant, very responsible, make good partners, but not very exciting, not very attractive to the woman of your dreams. And just to reiterate the instructions: martial arts class, amazing. Fall in love, take workshops, classes, coaching sessions on how to approach a woman like that, and go out and spend that money. Enjoy your life. And to start today, go ahead and download my testicle massage guide. This is actually for martial art practice. It connects, it's a meditation that connects to your body and your emotions at the same time. As little, if you practice as little as 3 minutes per day, it will do wonders for you. And then let me know in the comments below how this practice, if you do it every day for a week, write to me and say, hey, this is really helping. My name is Katya. I'm a certified sex and relationship coach. If you found this video useful, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you very soon. Bye.